Erudia, an ancient land where gods walk among men. A living, breathing, high fantasy world that we want to put into your hands. But we cannot do this alone. In order to bring you back to what tabletop is all about, combat, exploration, adventure, we need your help to bring it to life. By supporting us on Patreon, you can support this project and the cast of Moonskull, with our promise that we will answer to the only people that matter. You. Legend Seeker. Your legend starts here. Forge your path. Shape your destiny.
If we're here. Look. Either Frost is talking to himself because Santa's here. You are a funny jokester. Fantastic. Funny. I paused there on that screen because not only was I taking a big old sip of coffee and realizing I don't have a lot of coffee in my cup left, I was also writing. I was thinking through something and then looked over and thought, oh, hey, I should probably get off that screen. I'm creating intrigue. Intrigue. Shadow Warden. Thinking about a joke about Jesus being a carpenter, but I didn't think it would work. Wow. You're right, it didn't work. It failed. It flopped. Choom! Right to the floor. Like a piece of toast. Jelly side down. Maybe. Oh, what music shall I listen to today? What am I going to listen to while I am writing today? Okay. To listen to this. Some people. So I'm still working on the story of Agen, but I've added more bits, added more characters into it. Now there's going to be a few different elves and other people, but I'm also making sure that it's pointed out that she is a moon elf. Okay, that will work. Also, let me know how quiet or loud I am, because I've been talking in a lot of meetings today, and I'm like tired of talking. Tired of talking. So tomorrow is technically my last day of work. If you want to look at it in the most cheerful way you could possibly until the new year. The less charitable view of it is that I'm on call until the 5th. So I still have to check in with work every day, all day, just to make sure things aren't broken. And it's up to me to decide how often I want to get my my guys involved. But I want them to have their break because they already didn't get this week. They're getting that in the spring. So I'm trying really hard to not get them involved at all if I can. We'll see how it works. Let's see who else is here. So hello, Fantastic. Hello, Chrysanth. We got Jensen. We got Shadow Warden. Possibly some lurky lurkers. Things are going well. It's just a crazy, crazy day of work. Woohoo! Just got home from work. Ooh. Because it's holy. Oh, that was horrible. Fantastic. But I do love a good Swiss cheese. Team deserves a raise. Hey, raises all around. Let's do it. I'll push the raise button. I don't think it's hooked up to anything. Not working. Okay. I'll be open a trapdoor if I hit it too many times. I gotta be careful about that. No, I don't actually have a raise button. Wish I did though. All right. So here's what I've been working on in the span between last time and this time. Because one thing I was going to mention is Erudia wanted me to talk about, I think, the other gods, like that you guys don't know about. But I wasn't sure if he wanted us to talk about them on Wednesday or if he wanted me to do it on this stream. So if he hops in here and he's like, why aren't you talking about the new gods? It's because I had absolutely no time to go look over the lore again and remember it. So we're working on Ogden the Black Spear and his saga. Our VP has a no button on her desk that she pushes when people are being stupid in meetings. No. Does it make a no sound? Does it say no? I like it. Hey, Chrysanth, by the way, you mentioned that, Wolf is sleeping on your laptop. One of my cats, and I will not say the cat's name because he will immediately wake up and come over and start talking to me and want to be held, is sleeping on my printer. And it's, a tall printer. It's big because the top flips up and it can be used as a copier and stuff. But he's laying in the paper output on the top because it has this little slope down in, and he's just like passed out inside it. Good thing I don't print things very often. It says no about 8 or 9 different ways. Nice. Jesus drove a Honda, but didn't talk about John 12:49. For I speak not of my own accord. Shadow Warden. Good job. It's a horrible, horrible thing to do, but good job. Somebody's got to be the villain. My brain just stopped working for a second here. What do you call it when somebody's labeled as something? Yes, a label, like a bad label. When you call something bad and they're known for it. Brain just shut down. Probably because I've been in too many meetings today. wonder if I should put a line in here or a paragraph about the tense in that. There we go. Their service, young Ogden's actions. East. Infamous? Could be, yeah. Really for dinner and had to eat it standing at the counter to protect it from him. He started trying to climb my legs to get what I was eating. Ugh. Yeah, the one who is sleeping on the printer right now, I was eating the leftover sweet and sour chicken. And I made the mistake. I took one of the pieces and I pulled some of the breading off and gave him one of the pieces of chicken. And then after that, he's just like, why don't I have all of this inside my stomach? And he will just stand on the floor, put his paws on my leg, and just be like, and reach for it. He's pretty good about it, but he's so insistent. So I finally had to just put him off to the side. And he finally got the picture. He is, of all the cats, he is one of the two who love people food. Just, it doesn't matter. He's like, people food. The other cats are like, oh, it doesn't smell like it came out of a can or a bag, or it's like, oh, they do love pulled chicken. If I buy like a couple of pounds of rotisserie chicken from the store and I'll make chicken salad, I will take some of it and sprinkle it on their food. They're just like, ah. So technically people food, but not. What's the difference between Jesus and a painting of Jesus? Only takes one nail to hang the painting. What? I like to use screws in the wall or those picture frame hanger thingies. Agnostic, dyslexic, insomniac dude stays up all night, wonder if there really is a dog. Atheists don't really get humor, I'm gonna guess. That's a better way to word it. I think that actually puts both of them in the situation. It gets the father to have his point and this guy to have his point. I think that works. I have to think of a good name for a male moon elf who's kind of, one might say, a little selfish, a little entitled, a little bit greedy. Able to remain and travel to Solana Park where they, we'll say, would plan their life for the crusade against the Blood Moon orcs. Okay, there we go. Wow. Nice, Shadow Warden. Nice. It's funny because it's Twoo. I like how you changed it to did you know? I mean, technically we know kind of works. Right. I don't like that word. I don't think that's going to work. Let me get my thesaurus back out here. Send a message here. Let's see. I gotta find something quickly here. I just realized I gotta put it in here. Let's see. We'll go with that word. Oh, they changed their color scheme on this site. Weird. Okay, that's a little jarring. It's weird because I'm not used to having it that color. Wait, do I have? Oh, my dark mode is turned off. Oh, that's why it looks weird. Okay. All right. Here we go. Need to get this link here so I can send it if it lets me. Boop, 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 boop. All right, I will send this. Paste. It's so many. Oh my gosh. I don't want that many letters. I'm gonna cut that out of there. Eat. What? Man. I do not like the way that Amazon does links for things. Hope this works. We'll see if this actually works. The link is about 14 times longer than I need it to be because they're adding like, here's where you search from. Here's where the thing is. Here's this other thing. Here's this other thing for marketing and everything. Oh, thank you. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, I don't like that word. Maybe this. There we go. Let's see what you guys are talking about over here if you're making more fun of yourselves. Don't ask me about names. You've seen my creativity. Hey, I think Fizzlebum was a good choice. He was able to make it. The future. Ugh, the future. Nobody likes the future. Future's where all the stuff happens. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's when all the stuff happens. Or is going to happen. Present is where it happens. The past is where it happened. Ah. Oh, let's see. How can we do this? We got to find a way to. Um. hmm. There we go. Oh, I don't know if I like it. She made him something new. I think he should make her something. I'm talking about the gifts they gave each other when they were wed, he and Marka. But I was having him give a ring that belonged to his mother, but I think it should be something he had made. Mm. I wonder what when you say a ring has a stone mounted to it, do you say because festooned would be a lot. It would be featuring um and emblazoned it. Doesn't make sense. Not encrusted. Set. Set with a um it's going to be a special kind of moonstone. Let's look up moonstones here. Should fit Kika and also the moon elves. Wow, who aren't able. Ugh, Ebony's least favorite who's raising kids. Wow, atheist. Maybe needs an Arcano guy. Adorned, yeah. I'm saying set right now because every other word I'm doing is like it feels like it's too much because it's a single stone. It's an amazing, beautifully made dwarven ring that he had made for her, but he's an arc. I know a guy. Um, let's see if there is a rarer type. That's a pretty cool looking stone. A blue moonstone. That's pretty cool looking. Cat's eye moonstone. Green moonstone. Pink moonstone. A rainbow moonstone looks cool, but eh. Star moonstone. That's pretty cool looking. Fascinating optical called asterism. Okay. Star moonstone. Rarest color of moonstone. AI articles, just they're everywhere. Millions of them. Okay. The sunstone. Orange to reddish orange variety, often called the sunstone. I think calling a moonstone a sunstone is kind of weird. You should balance sunstone and moonstone for clarity with your chakras or something. They just said, like, whatever. Okay. Right. Uh, okay, there we go. Can't stand how many things are just done by AI. Yeah, good vibes and all of that. I think, yeah, right. You just have to have the right stones and the right orientation, and you have to dip them in water and swing them around, and totally rearrange your brain. That's totally how things work, right? It's funny. I'm working here and listening to music, chatting with you guys. I'm looking over at my screen because there's a couple of different programs we use, and I can see in live time when people are editing things on some of the different decks and boards and things. So I can see everybody's cursors moving around when they're adding and stuff with their name on it. And it's just distracting me because it's out of the corner of the eye. I can see out of it. I just see cursors like boop, 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 and pictures showing up and text being added. I'm like, so fun times. Okay. Okay. We got to come up with a good name for this bad guy. I want kind of a K sound in his name. Something cutting or something snaky or something. That is a village in Hungary. Okay. They're saying it's a Kurdish or Hungarian name. Okay. Starok. Speaking of AI, crystal will cure your restless leg syndrome. It's been proven by science. Yes, just lay the crystal on your legs. If it's large enough, your restless legs can't move. Done. Speaking of AI, buying all the graphics cards, not 50% like all of them, 50% if all RAM. Oh, wow. That's not good. Wanted to get another year or two out of my laptop. Now considering buying a new one. Is it because you can't upgrade it? Oh, before the prices skyrocket. I get it. Ah ha ha. Even from AMD. I don't know. All of NVIDIA is supposedly going to AI. Not sure about others. Ugh. Hello, Psychosis. Hello. AI. AI. It's just so bad. If only somebody had written a book. Yeehaw. And the funny thing is, I talked with a couple other people about stuff I wrote, and they're like, well, you have the guy chatting and talking with the AI, learning and stuff. And I was like, yes, but he's teaching the AI because the AI is trying to figure something out in certain situations. Big difference. So there's still good and bad. There's also the actually inquisitive. Why do I have a notification that I have an upcoming alarm? I don't have any alarms set. One of my cats step on my phone while I had it open here. Oh yeah, they turned on a generic alarm for 11 o'clock tonight. It just says alarm. I don't know how you guys did that, but congratulations, somebody. You're the smartest cat in the room. I have no mouth but must scream. Or the Matrix. Or my book. If I find a person that wants to publish it ever, I still think I'm just gonna, if I can get enough time free, what I'm planning on doing over the Christmas break is working on my D&D, the Dungeon Master's storytelling guidebook as hard as I can and putting it out onto Amazon because I want to learn how the self-publishing stuff works. And Chrysanth, I'm gonna just throw this over here and Kick because, you know, go kick some love. I don't know if anybody else is over there with us on Kick, but hello, Kick. Wee. I just noticed that everybody in here is either a mod or already a member of the channel. Sweet. Well, everybody who's talking anyway right now. I should probably see if at some point I should send some messages or something out, see if I can catch more people with memberships. It'd be fun for the channel. Let's see. AMD has a deal with OpenAI too. No. Graphics chips they use for AI are much different from the ones they use for consumer graphics cards. Basilisk Paradox. Don't look at the Basilisk. It won't make any more for consumers because they're spending all their time on working on the ones for the AI. It's possible because, I mean, it might be more lucrative for them. I gotta snip the edge of my fingernail off. Took a chunk out of it with a nail today. A nail. Chunk out of my nail with a nail. Fun times. All right, where was I at here? I was talking about the ring of Zinturian white gold made by the lovely dwarves over in Mount Zintur. A rare star moonstone, which he personally commissioned from the dwarf craftsmen in the Western Mountains. We'll say, but in the shadows of the ceremony lurked Marcus' previous betrothed Cyrok. Jealously, he watched as the elf maiden promised to him these last 2 centuries defied their traditions and gave herself to a common human. But did I think I already used this phrase. No, I think that might be too soon. When I think about it, the way I'm saying this. Okay. There we go. The only time I saw something I would 100% delete as a mod, I think Crescent got to it first. Hello, Gino. Gino, you don't have a membership yet. Wonder if I can actually. Oh man, I have the chat popped out. I have to not pop the chat out to do this. So stupid that when the chat's popped out, you can't do membership gifting. So dumb. Let's see if we can catch you with some memberships. I'm gonna do it. It's really dumb. Let's see. Let's see who gets hit by this. Let's see if we hit Gino or not. Dildo Shaggins, there you go. Silent Milk Jug. Reverend Norman Bates. Know me? And the real Lubridator. Wow. I got some good ones in there. Can't catch me. You're right, Gino. Are you hiding under the guise of something? I recognize 2 of those names. Yes, I do as well. I think it's hilarious that 2 of them are mods. Wait, Nomi's a mod? I didn't know Nomi was a mod. All right. Nomi's a mod. Bam. Sweet. I'm not even a mod over here. She's amazing. Not that I want to be a mod, because that requires me to do things probably. Exactly. Let's see. In the shadows of the ceremony lurked Marcus' previous betrothed, Sarok. Just until he watches the elf maiden promise to him these last 2 centuries defiled their traditions and gave herself to a common human. Determined to rid her life of the man and woo her back to his side, not out of love, but out of a sense of ownership and pride. In his jealousy, he left reason behind and began to plot and plan of ways to eliminate his foe in the secret. Let's see. I think I put this in a note. Okay. What does this mean? Okay, we gotta get rid of that. Let's put this here. Why? Just let me type. Gosh. I don't want it. Oh, gosh. This is just... it's trying to be so helpful. It's like, would you like something to help with it? We're going to do some AI. I'm like, get out of here. I want to type a word. All right, what is this? Um, and word. Oh. Did I name it with two E's? I think I did. Utabarg. Okay. All right. Agan and Marco, due to the cooler reception they received in her homeland of Solinor, decided to build a fortress. Well, I'm not going to say fortress because they don't have enough resources to build a fortress. They're building a small fort on the spot where he'd killed the matriarch, jokingly referred to. So this is the Barg River. It goes all the way up through here, the Thornwald, and it traces on through, goes all the way down to where the Elven Island is. But over here is where Donbur and things are, and out here is still wild for the most part, except for a few places. And so they moved out here where Göteborg is going to be in, 700 years, or not 700 years, but in the future. This is where Göteborg ends up being a fort and a city, but they called it Göteborg, basically the good Barg, and jokingly they called it Göteborg because it's on the good side of the river as opposed to the bad side of the river where his father lives and everybody who's being mean to them. And they started calling it Göteborg because that's what they do. A couple of people over here on Tuesday. Yeah, that's why I wanted to have the chat open for Kick over there because I felt bad. I was like, oh, probably say hi to the people over on Kick because I don't always have the chat open over there, but I have it open now. All right, let's see. Why do they never win races? Coming in a little behind. That's horrible, Gino. Don't you have to change a setting in order to get YouTube memberships? I think you do, and if you don't have it turned on. If you want a wrench, I'll add you. I don't think you're... I don't want a wrench now. I'm fine. I don't need it. It's a trap. Never get wrenched by Kersan. I don't get memberships from anywhere either. Can't tell if it's luck or the draw or have been timed out by Erudia too many times. Oh. Haven't seen one in ages either. Get behind that level of pettiness. Can't accept free memberships. You can't? Are you saying you can't or you won't? You refuse to? Are you refusing? Is this a refusal, Psychops? Psychops. Psychosis? Why do I call you Psychops? He's a psychotic Psychops guy. All psychosis. Nope, can't. Is this because you have a named thing? Because I know somebody else was having that problem before where they had a branded account and they couldn't do it. Just call me Psy. I want to call you Psychosis. Something. No, that wouldn't work. I was trying to think of a way to put it into Psychosisopotamus, but Psychosisopotamus? No. Psychosipotamus? No. We'll just call you Psy. I'm gonna have to go get another drink soon. I'm almost through my coffee. I think I'm gonna have eggnog after this. My mustache is probably short enough that I'm not gonna end up regretting this decision. off that. Oh, in before. Let me see. I got to remember how I'm using this terminology. Frostewritten. All right. All right. Great horses and strong team. Moots. Okay, so they have a moot. Frostewritten. Okay. These are the people that have a dizzying multitude of varieties of sausage. Treaty. Dwarves and small folk. Okay, the rat house. Racha. Fort Racha. Greenhafen. Ingvold. Gosh, my cats are just... The guys upstairs, they're just annoying the crud out of me recently. They will just, all day, they're just running. Like, you cannot have that much energy. Go to sleep. All right. Government. Okay. King or queen. Marshal. Marcus Callius. Horse servant. Tribal leader. Here serves with the Frostewritten, the lords who watch over the territories. Okay. Okay, the 6 beards. The final is divided into Moot. Grindelwald. So those are the Frostwald. That's running Gutbart. So Hrosfeld. Okay, we're gonna point out that Frostfeld is the beard he basically founds when he does this. Cornwall includes Thornbury on the shore of Lake Hagen in the east. Eastern shore of the river, bordering Thornwald, includes the northern mountain fortresses Dunberg on the eastern shore of Lake Hagen in the southwest. Yeah, so basically he's going to be laying claim to this whole area up here. All the way to the northern mountains up to Dunveld, to Dunberg, the Kingswald, Greenhaven, Hagenveld, Gutenberg. Yeah, because his father still owns the lands to the side. Okay. Da-da-da. Oops. Get him here. Put this here. Hopefully, if I'm not making any sense to you guys, it's because I'm deep in the middle of story writing. I'm all over the damn place. This is how I write. Da-da. This. Oh. Okay. what did I call these things? Oh my gosh, I forgot what I called them. There's specific the Bane fires, the Bale fire. What did I call them? The Bane fires. Ah. Okay. All right, because she is going to be the one who created the Bane fire. So these guys, Marka and Agen, they hate the Blood Moon Orcs for different reasons. But once they built their place here at Göteborg and they had their fort, they kept getting attacked by the orcs, trying to take it back because this is where their matriarch was killed so savagely by Agen. But she used her magics to create and light the first Bane fire, because these are something that the people in Fryland use for centuries and centuries after this on their fortresses, because that's where it's safe, and they're the fires they'll light to say, hey, orcs are coming. And they had 3 of them. Technically I have 4. They have 1 down south, but it's never used because, well, the orcs don't come from down south. There are no orcs down there. But they have one burning on a tower in the middle of Göteborg as just a big middle finger to the orcs, like, oh, come and take it. You want your precious little spot back? Come on. So they are being rude to the orcs. So rude. Secretary Nugget, hello all. I'm here for the puns. Eggnog. I don't know, to be honest. I've had this account since 2009, so maybe Google thought it was something copyrighted. I'm guessing. Oh, it might be. I've had this account since I was little, which is every day. Wah, wah. Very nice. I'm going to go grab my eggnog. I'll be right back. I will be right back. He was much longer before I rustled the bag. Benji was just laying out, like, completely. Yes, I made noises. I know he's allowed to come see what I'm doing. Hello, Benji Monkey. Hello, Charlie Monkey. Eggnog. Like Coke. Charlie. Charlie. Buddy. With you, Charlie. We shall spin in the chair. He's like, but I want to see what you're eating over there. Charlie, Charlie. Yeah, don't walk on my keyboard like you did earlier. Tail in the face. You're a good boy, aren't you? You're also a very hungry boy. Always want food. Yes, you are. Shake your head no. All right, Mr. Winterfleet, can I put you on the floor now? You guys see what he just did? He doesn't like to lay down unless he wants to lay down. The instant I say, hey, can I put you on the floor? He's like, it settles in. You dork. You're so much like your mom. His mom is the original feral cat who came to the house, decided to have babies outside in a cardboard box. That would be Nora, your mom. She has the same exact purr that he does and does the exact same thing, or he has the exact same as her. Or if you pet her along the spine, she just arches her back like. Rrr. Okay. So Charlie, can I? I know you know if you sit up, I'm going to pick you up. But I need to get to my cup. I need to get to my cup. Haha, I got you. I need to get to my cup because I got to pour some eggnog, and you're not about to be up here when I do that because I will no longer have a cup or eggnog. Nope. Sorry, buddy. You got to be down there. You are not to be trusted around this stuff. This is like crack to you. You are. Get off of my desk, buddy. No. He's like, I can smell it from here, dude. Okay, buddy. Okay. Calm down. Here, let me put a tiny dollop down for you. Okay, here we go. You get your little bowl here. Gotta move it. You gotta move it here. Just a second. Yo, calm down. I've got a crack cat here. All right, here's your liquid crack. Come here. We'll get a tiny dollop of it. Just a second. There you go. Got a quarter-sized dollop. Just for you. Wrong side. There you go. His bowl is a little styrofoam container. Okay. Benji, what are you I'm trying to move. I wasn't rolling over Benji. He grabbed my phone cord and pulled it in front of my chair. It made it so I couldn't roll my chair. These guys are clever. Wow. We're working together. Mm-hmm. And I got it in my beard and on me. So my mustache is just ever so slightly too long. Oh, now Benji found the eggnog. All right. I should have gotten this raw. Eggnog is so good. All right. Back to Ogden and all the horrible things that people did. Hmm. There we go. Through the Rhinewall Mountains. Bam. say that anymore. We can remove that sentence. Let's see. Chair stream. One traps you, the other goes to steal the food. Yeah, that's about right. That's how cats work. Bought some meat to bring to your Christmas at your cousin's. Nice. Hello, Tony C. Now, when I hear Tony C, I think of Tony C and Tony P, the Disco Boys from Mystery Men. I don't know why. I just do. Quite possibly not related to your name. Kitty cat paw here. All right, good. They had their little taste of eggnog, though. They're all happy. But that's immediately what popped into my head, sir. Plugging the orcs to begin their own guerrilla war against the beasts over the next 2 years, he would slowly push the orcs out of the lowlands of Frostfeld and back up the throat of the mountain passes leading through the Primewall Mountains. Yeah, I can move that note. That note, we're going to stay. Interest and I gotta go look at the title. Oop. Oh gosh, what was it called now? I have a specific name I had them give a Marskalk. Basically a horse servant or a tribal leader. Go with that. Did it? Oh, it moved me. That was quick. Also got the Fallout Jones soda. Got a star bottle cap. Fallout Jones soda. Don't know what that is. Dice Barbarian. How's the exploding dice going? I don't have any exploding dice today. I wish I had some exploding dice. I got nothing. I'd love some. I could use some exploding dice today. And hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Save the exploding dice for tonight and tomorrow. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Our campaign tonight is going to be very intriguing. See where we end up. See if Dave or Eccentric or somebody can get themselves killed. You can do it, Eccentric. You can do it. Shadow Gaming House over there on Kick. Hello, this Eccentric over on Kick as well. Big same. Fallout is a game and a TV show. Really? Never heard of it. I mean, I know they made a TV show, but meh. I did not know there was a Fallout Jones soda. Huh. Comes from New Vegas. Okay. I remember New Vegas. I remember them all. You got to realize I played Wasteland back in the day and then played Fallout. So I'm still kind of like in the oldie top-down isometric world of it. So I really enjoyed some of the early Fallouts until they got a little crazy. I mean, having a selection of nothing but racks of power armor, of me putting together one of every type of set with different colors and stuff was so much fun. I love collecting. But, you know, that's me. All right, let's see. He declared himself. Where is it here? I'm writing lots of lore here, tons of lore. We're writing about Ogden the Black Spear, 2,000 years before the game world is set for yes, common, normal, everyday adventurers when people start taking up the mantle of a Legend Seeker in the game. So my cat just knocked over their wheel again. I want to go up there and put 2 of them in straight jackets because they're crazy. But I won't. I'll just let them run around like dorks. Anyway, this is about 2,000 years before the world, as players will know it when they get their hands on the books. So a little bit of old lore. Hey, Charlie. Yes, I already gave you your treat. Hi, I gave you your treat. Yes. Hello, sir. Hop down. Thank you. All right, we're gonna do that. Finding more hoarding patterns easier, wizard? Never. No. There's certain things I like. I mean, I don't really hoard stuff in real life. I have books, stuff like that. I have some kitty cats. But it's more fun in games because I don't have to do anything with them afterwards. I just shut the game off and I'm done. Hey, yes, you're a good boy, Charlie. I just need you to stay on the floor because when you hop up here, I get so restless. You jump on my keyboard and then we get wolf style typing of in the middle of my document. They remove anger, his father, and the remaining his father. Many old cadre of feared lords, but they cannot die his power. All right. Okay. There we go. We'll save that part out. I'm making some really good progress on it, though. I'm getting this. It's kind of all solidifying. I've got like many, many pages of this now. I started reading the stuff about, or writing the stuff about Ogden the Black Spear. I've only got like 7 pages done. One story on one person. It's already 7 pages of the book. That's quite a bit. Hello over here, Shadow Gaming House. How long have you been playing Savage Worlds? I have been playing Savage Worlds for a few years. Or Savage Pathfinder. I've been playing Savage Worlds for years, yeah. I've had the books for quite some time. Smaller groups. It wasn't the most popular. But over here on this, Erudia has been running games using Savage Pathfinder for now, what, 2 years-ish? Oh, no. What? I just got a link that is 17 million things long. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Boop. I mean, I've been running role-playing games since technically 1980. You'd argue it was 82, but I'd say 83 to be sure. Wasn't very good at anything at 82. And there was no way, as I talk about in the book that I'm working on for storytelling, back then, who'd you talk to about it? There were no AM radio stations about it. There was no YouTube. There was no internet. If you knew somebody else who played the game, they were probably playing it with you, and they knew about as much about it as you did. Your lifeline to the outside world, if you could afford it, was maybe a gaming magazine. I mean, I had the original chainmail rules, which then got stolen from me because people are awesome. Okay. I just got a message back from Erudia saying, that's okay, no worries. I'm supposed to be talking about New Gods today, but I kind of didn't have time to prepare it. So I'm just jumping back into lore here. But anyway, yeah, nobody knew how to do anything back then. Everyone's like, I don't know, let's just play however we want. And what you knew was what happened at the table you were at. You happen to have 2 groups of friends that played, then you can compare and contrast. I didn't have that happen to me until I got into college. And then it was quite a shock to me how unbelievably weird some people were with their games. Old hat true. Yeah, woo! What do you call a person who inherits a dairy farm? A derriere. Hello, Cajun Corey. Hey, Cajun Corey, have you ever watched Mitchell and Webb? I sent something in my server. I don't know if you're in my Discord server, my personal Discord server, but I did put something over there in the general channel. I don't remember where I put it, or in GameSpeak. I think I put it in GameSpeak channel. Just look up Mitchell and Webb situation farming. It's a British comedian duo. Did a show quite a while ago, and it talked about farming. It's a fun little joke, or a fun little thing. Good times. Hey, Chrysanthemum. No. No, Cajun Corey says no. All right, what are we doing here? I'm in the middle of... Oh, I was writing about Marka and her husband, Sarok. I still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more notes, and each one of these previous notes has been turned into many paragraphs, so I've got a lot more to write on Ogden before the thundering conclusion of everything that happened with him. There we go. All right. Daring move angered his father and the remaining old cadre of feared lords, but they could not deny his power, reluctantly created a bulwark between their lands and the orcs. Flourish and relative peace. Okay, there we go. B flat or C minor? Bum, bum, bum. Lore, lore, lore. Yes, we are loring it up. So the idea here, for those that don't know anything about the world yet, is these are the godlings. The world is much larger. Like if I zoomed out here, way back here, there are 2 other large continents and another smaller side continent. It was interesting. My cats must have just knocked something over in the other part of the room here. I heard it. But we're focusing on the godlands, where this area where the gods actually walked with their people thousands of years ago, which all led to a lot of interesting things you'll read about in the lore, and leads to a war called the God Killer War, in which one of the gods kind of gets extra evil and kills another god. And there's hundreds of years of warfare across the landscape until the gods imprison and send him out of the sphere of influence. They themselves exile themselves back to their godly planes and leave the men and women and children and dwarves and trolls and everything else in the world here alone, basically. Just say, whoop, hands off. We're stepping back. People can kill gods. We're going to step out of here. So they're now up in their lacunae in the heavens, still granting powers, still doing godly things, but not literally walking with their people anymore. The land's changed. All kinds of horrible things were released because of the war, and everybody, 1,300 years later, is still kind of dealing with picking up the pieces. Now, during that war, the people in Agrium, which you could probably equate with, kind of like the Anglo-Saxons, but not quite, but also the Romans, came in with their powerful navy and their armies and brought everything that they knew about their advanced building practices to everybody across the godlands and said, all you have to do is follow us and we will lead you through this war against the evil god. And the people, most of the realms said, we're on board with this. Let's get them. Let's push them out of our lands. We're all with you. It kept going on and on and on, and they started losing more and more people and power, and it was draining on their resources. So the Agrians slowly receded back to their island, leaving all these people kind of near the end of the war to kind of fend for themselves, which left a lot of hard feelings. So the people of Fryland, who used to be independent, said, yes, we'll be on your side for this. We'll bend the knee. We'll do this. Immediately realized after, a decade of this, they're like, we probably shouldn't have done this. So they have super hard feelings against the Agrians. The Agrians are just like, whatever. You people are fine. They don't really have the same aggressive mindset, but the Frylanders are all about, individual freedom and liberty, and not being too beholden to other people, except, they have a military and their structure of marshals and whatnot. So they still have a government, they have laws and everything, but they're very err on the side of personal choice and freedom of deciding what you're going to do, rather than the people who love law. These people down at Agrium, they love law. Their god in Xandria is named Xander, the god of law and light. These guys, they worship Vulcan, the god of creativity, more, and Arendor, the god of nature. So they kind of butt heads still. So, but what I'm writing right now is how this kingdom actually became a kingdom 2,000 years before all that stuff happened. And I'm writing about Ogden, the Black Spear, his moon elf bride, who's a witch, and how they're fighting against the Blood Moon orcs. These orcs that use blood magic and also have some lycanthropes amongst them. So, blood magic using lycanthropic orcs. Horrible, horrible things. You don't want to mess around with them. They're jerks. Let's see. April 1st, I get my own marsh area on the map. Woohoo! I should bring up the April Fool's map again. Bricks and the God-killing breath weapon. Yes, he has his own emoji. Hello, Paul. Sounds pretty awesome. I'm having a hell of a lot of fun writing it. And there are some parts that are still, you know, me going back through it, and I've rewritten a bunch of it. But, I mean, I've got a few hundred pages already written on this. Technically, about 210 are official text right now. Another 80 pages are notes and things that I'm like, well, I'll bring this back in. I just keep them in a separate doc, and I bring them back in as I need to put the pieces back together. So we've got a lot of stuff coming people's way. It's going to be fun. And then the book is going to be even bigger than that, I just realized, because, yeah, we talked about that before. It's going to have art and maps. All the fun stuff. Looks like there's something in my eggnog, but I think it's a bubble. Is it a bubble? I think it's a bubble. Is it a bubble? I'm not seeing anything after I move stuff aside, so it's probably a bubble. I don't trust it, though, because I'm going to move this aside. Because the last thing anybody wants is something that's not a bubble in their eggnog. Oh, my God. Oh, I moved it. Is it a bubble? Is it a bubble? Well, you know what? Hi, Charlie. You want to help me see if this is a bubble? You trying to be the helpful kitty? Charlie's like, I can help you find out if it's a bubble. Let me taste all the eggnog. Here we go, Charlie. Here, I will give you another little taste, because I don't know if it's a bubble or not. And I don't want to drink if it isn't. Here, I'll give you a tiny little taste. There's almost nothing left. I just didn't want to. Oh, don't stick your face. Okay, buddy. Ah, cats and eggnog. There we go. He gets a treat. He probably did that on purpose, didn't he? He sent a bubble over just so he could get a treat. Aha! What a smart guy. Anyway, so yeah, I'm working all this lore, and this book that I'm writing here, all this stuff for the tome, is it's going into everything we can think of. Everything is going to be fun. Everything is going to be useful. Everything is going to just kind of inspire people. And getting some background lore is a good thing. Look, it's Erudia. So, Dice Barbarian, Erudia is the guy who was writing this game. He's that guy. He owns the channel. Spiced whiskey. Is that in my nog? I do have whiskey in there. I have some honey whiskey in it. Just a little. Morning, Erudia. Oh, he does have 4. Yeah. Paul's very tired. Don't be tired, Paul. Be awake instead. Is that how that works? Right. Hi, bye, Dutch Barbarian. All right, so I got to the point where he declared himself the Marskalk, the horse servant, basically the king of the freed lands. Okay, Sorak met with him in private, assuring that the meddling of Ogden reignite the fighting fury of the blood. Oops. Okay. Shore up their own defenses. So Sorak is basically in the background, causing trouble, trying to undercut Agen and win Marka back. So he is telling the old lords he's going to make the orcs really extra. Pretty soon he's going to push them to a tipping point where they're going to come back. Going to come back at you. Fallout 4, the best and last great Fallout, Shadow Gaming House says over on Kick. Little bit ago. I missed it a little bit ago. Of Dungeon Bastard, the real Erudia. Wah. So Erudia, I've got like 6 or 7 pages alone just written on this backstory of how Fryland was founded. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's going to be entertaining. And I'm also trying to work some little bits of stuff in here about the gods and this and that and stuff. But a lot of this is just men being men and elves being elves and people being petty and people being vengeful. So, you know, fun stuff like that. We'll say small. Oh, my music stopped. No wonder it sounds so quiet in here. To that end, he also to the agents of the Bloodmoon orcs, slipping them small secrets to undercut Ogden's victories, let the orcs gain small footholds here and there and passes. Okay. New matriarch rises. Hey, Rudai, when was... Because Nya went through apotheosis. Most of the gods, or all the gods up until that point, either appeared or were created by the keepers. I'm trying to remember, was Nya the first to undergo apotheosis from being a man? I'm trying to recall. There's so much lore. So much lore. I might have to go look that up myself. Anchored by the Bane fire burning at the site of the old matriarch's demise. Okay, good. That sentence makes a lot more sense. Woo. Okay, yes. He was the first. Okay, great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I gifted a couple memberships earlier and caught Nomi. And who else did I catch? There were two people that I caught that we knew who they were. It was and Dildo Shaggins. But then we got Silent Milk Jug, Reverend Norman Bates, and the real Lubriderm. I was like, all right. Okay, so Man and the Elf made both. That would work. Send this message. Go. All right, we don't want to cover that part yet. I want to build up a little bit more before that story hits there. I think I will put that note over in my document over here and move it down. There we go. There we go. Cats are just insane-o nuts up there. Insane-o crazy nuts. Okay. Frosteville, entitled Marskog. Do I want to put a section after this about, because I have Sorak meeting with the agents of the Blood Moon Orc, slipping them secrets, and the new matriarch rises. All right. In her dark prayers to Grix, she asks for his blessing and receives it, becoming a true lycanthrope at last, a true terror on the battlefield to the men of Fryland. I'm going to have to come up with a good name for this new Blood Moon matriarch who, she's just a ravening animal, basically. She's just a monster who wants revenge and death and blood and becomes a lycanthrope. Kind of a crazy lycanthrope at that. Through terror on the battlefield of the men of Frylund. We shall call her Becky. No, we will not call her Becky. That's mean. Can't believe you guys suggested that. Oh, by the way, Erudia, tonight, I think our group is probably just going to charge the fortress. I mean, it's only got hundreds of giants. It'll probably go well. I think it's our plan. It's pretty much the best option as far as I can tell. It works out in movies. And where would I move this? All right. WJT putting a cast iron pizza in front of me on the food channel. Here, all done. And by done, I mean dead. Yes, that would be what it would be. Yasmin, she should obviously be called Heather. Heather, ooh. Could I find a good way to name her Heather, but make it orcish? Heather. I want to, but that's just so dumb. But I like it, but it's so dumb. I have a friend who's got a sister with that name, who's sometimes not the kindest person in the world. I bet Erudia knows at least one Heather. Don't you, Erudia? I bet you do. Of course you do. I gotta put a little Neosporin on the eagerness scratches I got from certain cats who really wanted things. A little Benji. Benji, you're being like a good puppy dog here, just laying next to me. Hi, yeah, I'm putting Neosporin on my hand. You can't eat that. Killy cats. Oops. Oh, that's gonna be hard. And now I'm gonna get Neosporin all over my wrist rest. Well, I'll just hold my hand slightly differently. All right, so Banefire burning at the side of the old matriarch, surmise and spurred eyes. Oh, secrets. Secrets. Sympathize when lost his. Betrothed to the human. Dark revenge on the man and the elf meet. Okay. Blessing it receives it. Like a triple blast for terror. Don't need to say it true again. Name shall be Bloody Heather. She shall have a son named Aiden or Braden. Jaden or Caden. I don't know, one of those. I'm surprised how many people there are who are younger at my work that are named Caden and Braden. There are 3 Cadens. They are spelled 3 different ways. One with a K and a Y. Able to help Soldier recognize death. Oh, it's wow. This time went really fast today. I've only got 15 minutes left. Okay. All right. So trying to think what we want to name in the town after Ogden. I think the site of the first Banefire will be something that we call, something we name market. It's probably like the town square or where the temples or something might have been built. Let me make a note to myself here. We might call it Marco's Watch. Because I think what I'm going to say is it's in the town, you know, there are the big rock hills, the way that we were laying out Göteborg, because it's all the hills coming together over the river. That there's at least one rocky promontory up there that's the one where they built the first Bane fire so everybody could see it. And that's Marca's Watch, where she would stand and tend the Bane fire, but also watch to see if his banner was coming home from the battles. So that's what we'll put for her in the town. We'll name that for her. For Ogden, we've already got gates named after other people. Like we have the Dwarf Gate, we have other things too. The Little Gate and other things, which we made fun of one of the other rulers because we had fun. But even the vid can't make me not eat this. I'm not even sure what that means. Can't quite make out what JT's saying. But whatever, that's fine. I don't understand JT's joke. That's because I don't know what he's talking about. Ogden. What could Ogden have named after him? I mean, the whole place could be, but they called it Göteborg since it's on the good side of the river. Maybe it'll be something simple. Oh, think about that. Maybe it'll be the rat house, the parade grounds. It could be a gate. Yeah, I'll go back and look at the version of the map we made because I know we worked on a whole bunch of that. We'll look and see. Because I'll have to add Marca's Watch. We're also going to have something really nasty happen to Sorak. Something nasty. Now, it could be that he dies horrifically because he betrayed them and turned the Blood Moon Orcs, you know, basically fed them information so he could win back Marca and, you know, kill Ogden, which turns horribly wrong on him. Or he could be just basically, since he's an elf, retreat and go live somewhere in horrible, regretful life, living many long centuries after this with the knowledge that everything that he did was evil and tainted, and it led to the death of people that, you know, he cared about. All because he was very prideful and jealous. We'll decide which is best. What is best in life? To see the elf driven before you and live a long life so he can regret his decisions. Maybe not. But we also have to have the matriarch meet a very brutal end. But that's going to be at the hands of Ogden. That's going to be somewhere up here in the pass in the Rheinwall Mountains. I thought about having them fight over by Mordecai's throne. It's a little weird to have them go instead of into the Rheinwall and forcing them up north to go over there. So I couldn't really get to Mordecai's throne. So I think we're probably going to just have their fight be up here. Somewhere up at the end of the throat of the mountains here. or Dunvelt and Dunholmar, leading into the expanse where they drive the Blood Moon orcs out. Yeah, we'll do that. Sometimes bad people win Frost. Yes, they do. In this case, the bad people don't win. If you're talking about the orcs. Now, some of the bad people technically do win because they got what they wanted. Because this ends with the death of not only Marka, but the children, and it does end with the death of Ogden as well. So technically the first king of Fryland, because of this guy, is killed, and he lives, goes probably off and do, you know, whatever elven thing he does to go live in a horrible place. Or who knows, maybe he'll become evil. Maybe he'll gotten wounded by Marka. It would be interesting. Hey, Erudia, do you think elves in this world can contract lycanthropy? Because it would be interesting if not only did he fail, everybody died, and horrible things happened, and the first king dies, and then, you know, the kingdom is thrown into chaos for a long time until the next king shows up. But that Sorak, this moon elf, ends up contracting lycanthropy and becomes this ravening beast or something as well. It'd be interesting. Disappeared, lives a quiet life. He's like, hello, everybody. I just make flutes. Out in the wilderness, nothing bad. I didn't betray a king and queen to their deaths to a lycanthrop blood moon orc matriarch. No siree. Have a flute. Maybe not. But yeah, there's a couple other stories that I really want to bring up in the because I've got the Rook's Roost and the Wailing Spire over there in Rosecrest. There's a couple of other stories I want to get going in there too, because there's some bad people win over there in very bad ways. Hence the reason that this whole area is just infested with undead. Yeehaw. Let's see. We've got the gate. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way we can do something else, because I would like there to be like a spire of rock out here somewhere too. That's just a landmark that people call the Black Spear. Like, people would probably say, oh yeah, that's where he's buried, but nobody's ever found anything there because it's just a big plinth of dark rock rising up out of the hills. Because, you know, you got to have legends about stuff. Landmark of dark spiky stone. It's called Item Spear, rumored to be where he was buried. I'm not even going to answer it for myself. We'll see. We'll just see where the story takes me next time I write on this. It'll be interesting. I guess to that point, I suppose a mum could not become a lycanthrope either, because they're not quite like other living things. I mean, what would a plant turn into? A plant? No. An evil plant? Because, I mean, there are good lycanthropes because they're on the side of Kika. So maybe. Have to think about that. Yeah, I have to think about that one. They turn into something else. If they wanted to totally be evil, they'd turn into books. The horror of it all. Right. So I'm gonna save that, and I don't make any edits to the map, but I'm gonna save it anyway, just in case I didn't do anything. Yeah. Okay. Evil books. Nobody likes books, right? I mean, you guys all hate books, just like I do, right? Oh, wait, no, that's Godwin. All right, I'm just reading over this last little bit here. I'll massage some of that. Can mums even get any bloodborne diseases? Do they have blood? The sap runs cold. They've got the dreaded Dutch elm disease. Who are the Dutch? We don't know. People from far away that disease them. It would be kind of fun to come up with some diseases that different people can get. Like there's things that the mums get that other people can't. I think even in the Secreta Viridia, the secret of plants or the secret of flowers, basically, in there we went through a whole bunch of not creatures, but mushrooms and plants and herbs and things. And since that was written by Kylus, who was all into healing, it probably makes sense to mention a few like specific diseases and things that you could get. I'll have to, another question. I'll have to remind myself of this. Can you get anything like a disease or a magical disease or anything from using magic and getting corrupted? Or is it literally just corruption? Be interesting. I want to see a guy who's just incredibly racist to mums because he's horribly allergic to their smell. Oh my god, get it out of here. He's just always walking around in a mask all the time. Like, dude, you don't have to wear a mask. There's a mum right there. I can smell him. Something like that. All right. Well, I am going to be wrapping it up here shortly. Yeah, I will be hopping over. I don't know if I'm going to stream. I'm going to be hopping over to play Divinity with the crew over there. I really don't love the game, but I'm playing because I'm playing with them. Hopefully we'll finish it at some point, and then the ground will stop being in cursed fire. We hope. We can hope. So, all right. I can go quickly use the bathroom. I am going to get the heck out of here a couple moments early. So don't hate me. Don't hate me too much. Just hate me a little. So all right. Cursed fire. Yeah. Everything in the world can get, like, you can get blood on the ground. It has effects. You have water on the ground. You can have fire on the ground, oil on the ground. You can light it on fire. If you cast certain spells on top of stuff, it'll turn it into cursed water or cursed electricity or cursed blood or cursed fire. And you can have the entire map just covered in effects, so there's nowhere to walk. It was Larian before they did Baldur's Gate 3, and it's just the whole world is basically there to kill the player, and it's all effects, and there's not much you can do about it. It's kind of an annoying system. But anyway. Child learning violin. Child learning violin. Ugh, on that sour note, we're out of here. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to you all later. Have a great night, and don't do anything too crazy if you can help it. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Have a good night. Bye.